Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you may be in the world today and whatever time you may be watching this webinar. My name is Tony Nelson, and I would like to welcome you to the CGF and IBM joint presentation on the fast path to enterprise scale monitoring and deep dive technical demo for Maximo Asset Monitor. And here's the team that will be presenting for you today. There I am. My name is Tony Nelson in the upper right corner. I am the Maximo IoT Solutions Specialist focusing on industrial markets for the IBM team. In a previous life, I was a Black Hawk helicopter pilot, and I felt that there were too many people with suits and ties on this slide, so I figured I would put a picture of myself in the cockpit to keep things a little interesting. I am joined today by Randy Cole. He is the Director of Sales and Marketing for CGF, one of our IBM business partners. And we are also joined by Matthew Ashley, who is the technical person from CGF, and Morgan Ranke, our client technical professional at IBM covering industrial markets. Morgan and Matthew will be taking you through a technical deep dive at the end of this presentation. So a little agenda. Why are we monitoring now? What does monitoring even mean? What does it mean to CGF? What does it mean to IBM? What does it mean to you? We're going to be answering these questions, and then we're going to be taking you through a deep dive technical demo using real-time data on real pieces of equipment to show you how we do it. All of this adds up to what we call the journey to predict. The path from starting with just gathering data and monitoring the data through predicting when machines are going to fail. This can be a powerful tool, and we're going to show you how to get there. I'm going to pose a question to you. What would it mean to you if you could extract value in real time from data that you couldn't even get to in the past? Data that you may not have known even existed, to achieve goals that you previously thought were unattainable. What would that mean to you? I want you to keep that in your mind as I pass it over to Randy, who's going to show you what we think it means and what we do together between CGF and IBM to make it happen. Randy?
On the screen, you will see the IoT process chain. We start with MyOT, which is a low-power, wide-area network protocol that is purposely built for industrial and commercial IoT deployments. On your left, you'll see several sensors. These sensors detect variables such as heat, humidity, and temperature. The data flows from the sensors to a gateway and from the gateway over to IBM Maximo where it is stored. Data then gets analyzed by the customer and is transformed into each customer's analytical form. From here, the analyzed data is then processed and applied to each business value of the customer. Advantages of CGF and IBM together. CGF is a single point of contact for delivering your IoT components, collecting and transforming the data, deriving actionable insights, enhance operations, enable your business to realize real results. Our slogan is think big, start small, and scale fast. Since CGF is more maneuverable, we add a little more personal touch to your IoT projects. With our comprehensive solutions approach, CGF and IBM can transform IoT technology into real business value. IBM brings industry-leading software, and CGF has the experience and partnerships in place to order, configure, and install all elements of a best-in-class, scalable IoT ecosystem, and to provide on-site service and ongoing support. Now let's look at plant-wide benefits. Operations and facilities managers gain real-time insights from HVAC, plumbing, temperature, CO2 and air quality, and much more. You can filter your views by regions, buildings, floors, and zones. This empowers your operations and facilities manager to have accurate and actionable information, be better informed and timelier decision making, reduce stress at work, and improved performance. Operations, controls, and reliability engineers can more accurately and quickly review operating data, out-of-bounds trends, root cause analysis, processes, control parameters, and this also allows them to improve safety, quality, environmental compliance, production rates, and process efficiencies. This empowers your engineers to have a better understanding of equipment conditions, perform real-time analysis, and to be better informed on maintenance decisions. Your inline workers gain more predictive maintenance schedules, shift schedules, downtime, and production flow. This empowers your dedicated maintainers with real-time conditioning and monitoring, better root cause analysis, better coordination with engineers and managers, and to have improved morale and production. And with this, I will hand it over to you, Tony.
Thank you, Randy. As you can see, CGF and IBM bring a great teamwork to the table. CGF has their expertise, IBM has our expertise. We have our own ecosystems that we bring together to help you launch into the IoT era. With that in mind, I'd like to bring up our IoT acceleration program. This is something where normally we would join you on site at your facility, but we understand with the way things are going right now, with social distancing and plants may be shut down, that you may not be able to host us on site. So we're also offering to break that up into 4 one-hour sessions, similar to this, but where we use your data. We immerse ourselves in your business. We explore what your vision is for your enterprise. And then we help you roadmap the right actions to calculate ROIs to help you justify those budgets, optimize the staff for these projects that help you launch yourselves into the IoT era. This is something normally where we bring a couple of our business consultants and a couple of our technical experts on site to help tap into your know-how and your data and do this demo for you. And this usually runs about $6,000 for a workshop. But because you're joining us today and because the world is a different place, we think that we would like to offer this to you free of charge for the first half day, either on site or through a series of webinars. And if you're interested, after you see the technical demo from Morgan and Matthew, please contact either Randy or myself. Our emails are there on the right. And we would love to get something set up for you. Thank you for joining us today.
Thank you, Tony. Let's talk about why monitoring now. It's really this modernized manufacturing that's becoming the standard across all industries, as you hear Industry 4.0, moving towards predictive maintenance. So it's pretty simple. Monitoring your assets now will give you the visibility you need to make better business decisions. By having your assets instrumented, you're seeing how they're performing, when they need to be maintained, and really what you need to be worrying about throughout your day to make sure you're making your shipments, your production's going well, and your line is overall healthy. And this is going to help you reduce cost and ultimately increase uptime and availability. And then in time, you're collecting your data to start being able to predict when your assets will fail and understand what shape they're in. And this is really going into the next rung of maturity. So you have corrective maintenance, you have a preventative maintenance practice. Now you're looking at a condition-based maintenance. So you may have an asset that has preventative maintenance scheduled for 3 months from now, but it's showing wear and tear now and it may fail soon. So this is the modernized manufacturing, helping you make better decisions and more informed decisions. Now that we understand why companies need to monitor now, let's go into what is monitoring, what is IBM's philosophy, and what is CGF's philosophy. So it is taking all of your OT data pipeline. This could be your SCADA data, your historian, PLC, sensors, anywhere that you are getting information about your assets. Putting that all in one place and connecting it at scale. And then using no-code AI and analytics to get true actionable alerts on dashboards to tell you what's going on within your production. And these are all customizable UIs. So different stakeholders, as Randy spoke about earlier, will get different information that is important to their work throughout the day and will help them make informed decisions. And this will all feed into your Maximo applications or your CMS applications to help you make the best decision when you are going through your work. So that could be helping you understand when you need to maintain an asset, helping you understand when you need to get inventory to then do work on that so that you're optimizing your inventory, and then even moving forward towards things like digital twins so that you're able to run tests on your 3D model of your assets because you're getting that real live time data coming in, giving you the full picture of what's going on. So last piece before we jump into an actual demo, it's really important to hone in on this idea of Maximo Asset Monitor as monitoring at scale. So it can start at the sensor level, then move to the asset level, move to the line level, area, all the way up to the site, plant, or your operations, your enterprise as a whole. So as you can see on this infograph, process equipment, censored, moving to the control systems, to the plant level, and really allowing for different stakeholders to see what parts are important to them and how they're performing. So let's hop into the demo. Together with CGF, we're going to show you an end-to-end solution of Maximo Asset Monitor. So on the CGF side, the instrumentation and OT data pipeline that we just spoke about, and connecting that up to the IoT platform. And then we're going to look at Maximo Asset Monitor, the AI-driven software that creates those business insights, gives you those analytics so that you can begin to mature in your rung of maintenance and operations. So as you log into Maximo Asset Monitor, you're going to see a few different options that are going to allow you to do different things within the platform. At the top left, you're going to see View Dashboards. These are all of the dashboards that you've created and now that you have deployed into your operations. So this could be for a C-level executive, this could be for a maintenance manager, this could be for an operations manager, and it's really configured to show them the information that's important to them, that's going to help them make better decisions as they work throughout their day, and it's going to give them insights into what they need to be concerned about, what they need to be giving attention to, and help them optimize what they're doing. The next part is connect devices. This is where, as you bring in new assets, you instrument legacy assets, you will be able to start getting that data from wherever form it comes from and being able to connect it to the platform so that you can monitor and look at it at scale and do really AI-driven analytics for true, meaningful insights into what's going on in your operations. Next is monitor entities, and this is really aligned with the view dashboards that we talked about earlier, but this is more of the sandbox. So as I said, each dashboard is going to be created to give you the information that is important to you. So this is where you're able to create dashboards, start looking at what data is giving you true insights, how you want to set up your dashboards to quickly and easily give you the information you need, and then once they're ready to be deployed, ready to go into operations, you move them to view dashboards by pinning them to allow you to quickly get to them and see what's going on within your operations. In the top right is our managed services, so this will be connecting to maybe OSI Pi systems, SCADA systems, any service that you want information being sent to or being able to connect to send information to the platform. So that's where you'll manage that. And then the next part below it is administer users. So this is where you'll be able to give access to the people that you want to see their data and their dashboards, and then what dashboards they'll be able to see. But for today, since we're working with CGF to give an end-to-end solution, we're going to be working within our IoT platform. So this is where you will be able to register devices and get them hooked up so that they will be able to start sending data to our platform. So on our side, we're going to go ahead and add a device. We're going to pick a device type. So that's telling our system where we want that information to go. So say you have a line, we're going to put this sensor connected to a dashboard that's connected to that line. That's going to be our device type. And then we're going to say what the device ID is. Click next. If we wanted to, we can add more data on that device. Go through groups if we want to connect it to a groups. Give it a security code, and we are finished registering it on our side. And now, Matthew, if you would like, go ahead and take over sharing and show on your side how you would connect it up to the gateway to send to IoT platform.
Thank you, Morgan. To partition a connected sensor from our platform to IBM Watson IoT platform, all you have to do is navigate to the Cloud Connections page of our UI. Find the connection to the organization you're wanting to connect a sensor to and select Edit. From this menu, you will then enable a sensor for pushing data to IBM Watson IoT platform. Once enabled, just enter the credentials of the created device on IBM Watson IoT platform side. In this case, we will enter the credentials that Morgan just created and then press Save. And that is it. Now our platform will start pushing new sensor data to IBM Watson IoT platform.
Kind of what you're seeing there is within a few clicks, you could have your asset instrumented with different sensors, then go ahead and do the 4 to 5 step process we just showed you, and we can start getting data towards our IoT platform from those sensors. So I'm going to go ahead and look at the state log. It looks like it hasn't come in yet, but it usually takes a few different sections. In the meantime, what I can show you is that with our IoT platform, you can not only just have a few different sensors, but we have a few thousand different sensors. So these could be sensors coming across your plant, and that's really going to be driving the monitor dashboards that you're going to be looking at. So really getting as much data as you want and that you're looking to do to figure out how to best maintain your assets. So as you can see here, within 2-3 minutes between Matthew and I, we were able to set up a sensor and start gaining information on it.
So now that we have connected that up to the IoT platform, it's connected to our analytics service underneath, we're able to start driving insights. So as we showed before, I was on the home screen over here. We connected to the IoT platform here, and now we're able to monitor the dashboards. So you can have a few different dashboards depending on different stakeholders. For this one, I sent it up for a maintenance manager of a line or an operations manager. So maybe they are trying to see how their line is running and if they are having any issues when they first get there. So I know that yesterday at 10:05, we had some interesting insights. So we're going to go ahead and drill into there. So putting myself in the shoes of a operations manager, I want to see how my line is doing. I'm able to visually and quickly see that the temperature on my line over our motors are operating on average in a healthy way. And then also that there is an alert. So that's telling me that the battery is low. So when I'm out on the line, I may want to go out there and either recharge or put batteries in our sensors. Now that I see it's operating healthy overall, I'm also able to drill down as we talked about before. So for the site, I just want to see the line that's important to me. So I can pick the area. I'm in charge of line 1. And then I have a few different assets, including a chiller and 2 pumps. So I want to see how those are operating as a whole. and I'm able to drill down. So what I'm able to see here, once I start digging into the details pretty quickly, is all of the alerts up in the right-hand corner. I see that there's been a few alerts. They've exceeded upper control limits or lower control limits, and I want to dig into that further. Now, if I wanted to see the full picture, I'm also able to drill down into, hourly, daily, weekly to understand how my line's performing over time. I'm also able to pick different months of the year and then what hour of the day. So now that we're figuring out a little bit about what's going on, I'm going to go ahead and come down to the alerts that were happening in the last 24 hours. And now I have some concern. I see some high alerts with severity. Then I have the name telling me what's going on. So a high temperature greater than 26 degrees Celsius. I put the upper control limits a little bit low just to show the capabilities. And then I can see what sensor that's coming off of and even assign an owner, a status, and a service request. So now I really want to, as the operations manager, see how I'm currently performing. So I come down here, I see my assets. I've got 2 pumps and a chiller. They would have alerts here if they're operating out of normal operations. So you can see here on our DC pump, it's at a moderate acceleration. So I really want to dig into that. It's a moderate alert. So let's go see what's going on and then take corrective actions if there's issues. So before we had the average over a whole line, and now we're being able to drill down into specific assets to see how they're performing based upon issues we're seeing on our summary dashboard, which we saw before. So right away, I'm able to see the environment that the motor is operating in. I'm able to see alerts. I see that it has high acceleration, which is one of the top indicators that a failure may be starting to occur. I can see the min, max, and mean temperature in the area, and then different analytics over time of that hourly granular choice. But really where I want to look is within our AI algorithms. And that comes to our K-means temperature anomaly scores, our K-means vibration anomaly scores. And these are simple ones, but they tell you how your asset is performing compared to how it usually performs. So it's telling you a little bit more information beyond upper control limits, lower control limits, to really see if there is an issue. And it could even be something as simple as, an asset starts vibrating more than before. It's still in between our upper control limit and our lower control limit, but it's going to give us that information that may set off an alert that may tell us a failure is going to occur before it happens. So as I come down here, I can see all of the alerts that have happened in the last 24 hours for this asset. And then if I want to, these are low severity, but I still want to go check it out to be safe, I can assign it to a person. I can pick a status that I've validated that there is an issue, and then I can create a service request that is going to hook up to your maintenance management solution so that when that maintenance person goes out there, they'll see where it was reported by, asset number, site if I want to put it in, and then all of the details that they'll be able to look on this dashboard and see what's going on. So if it is a failure occurring, they'd be able to come in and say, hey, this is an early sign that this failure is about to happen. Let's make sure in the future when we see this type of analysis that we're getting in front of it instead of waiting until it's starting to fail. So the last piece of this, to end the demo, to not get too deep, is going into our catalog of functions and algorithms that we already have put together. So if you were to go in here, you get your standard things you would see within your monitoring systems, your upper control limits, lower control limits, and just a few different functions. But then we already have built in anomaly models that are really giving you that true value and giving you the alerts that you're trying to see to really tell you something's going on with your asset. So you don't have to know any code or anything to get started with Maximo Asset Monitor. So now that we've gone through the demo, let's go ahead and finish up our presentation and next talk about the journey to predictive. So just to recap on what we just saw, in a few minutes we were able to connect a sensor to the IoT platform, begin running data analytics, and understand our operations at a higher level, ensuring better business decisions. And that is then going to lead us on the journey to predictive. So at the bottom down here, you're maintaining your assets. You have all your information on them, you're creating work, and you have standardized job plans. But that's not helping you from stopping random and unplanned downtime. That's where you want to then move to the next step, and that's monitoring your assets. So when they start telling you they're having issues, you can see that and get in front of it and make sure that you're not having any issues. And this connects in with our AI vision. So even with our AI vision, it'll give you more data analytics so that you can train a model to be able to see when issues are occurring. Similar to when you have one of your senior technicians out there and they say, hey, it's vibrating, that bearing's going down, we need to fix that ASAP. That's the type of expertise you're getting. Now, with that information that you have on your assets, connecting that with how it's running in real time, that can give you a health score. So when you have a bunch of preventive maintenance coming up or maintenance coming up, you're able to optimize which assets you're maintaining and in what order they should be maintained. And all this information based upon the past, we're going to use to then predict the future and only go towards this maintenance where you are maintaining when it is warranted. You see your assets start to show some signs of wear, and then we're going to go out and we are going to go ahead and do the corrective maintenance. So with that, that is the end of the presentation. Thank you. And I have left Matthew and I's information on this screen. If you all would like to reach out, we can definitely talk more in depth about what we just showed.